Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the all famous Ali Rivari. Unfortunately, he just had to produce some wins. We've been working together for like uh, 11 months, 10 months, something like that. And we just got off a one-on-one call, and I mean, we were looking at the stats of some of the things that he's doing, and I thought it was pretty badass. So I was like, let's just do a success and review right now, because I don't know. I'm impressed, but maybe I just think small. I don't know. But so I think you're doing pretty good in my opinion. But real quick, just so everybody has an idea of who you are and what your background is, can you give them a quick introduction?
Yeah, for sure. My name's Ollie. I've been in the high ticket sales space for about 5 or 6 years now. Most of that time as a setter and then a closer. And then about a year and a half ago, I started switching into management, leadership, running teams. And that's when I started working with John.
Yeah, boy. So, is there anything you want to say before I dive into any kind of questions?
I mean, I guess just to sing your praise, man. Over the time working with you, it's helped me really gain clarity in my decision making, being able to move a lot faster than I did before. And I was already a high performer, but I think you helped me mold that into something that allowed me to not only do it in a sales role, but do it in the capacity where I can lead others very effectively.
That
So kudos
sucks.
to you for that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Shouldn't have
dude,
done
how
that.
dare you?
Yeah.
You're
Um,
making me take more responsibility and shit.
I know it's really bad. Walk me through what was the because you and I were talking in the DMs and I was harassing you heavily. It was pretty great. It's probably one of my most favorite uh, closes in my company. It was a blast. But what was the challenge that you were dealing with at the time? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Ironically, my challenge was that I did not have enough challenges anymore. And I was in this place where I'd been consistently making like 15, 20 grand a month as a sales rep. I gotten very good at sales to the point where it stopped being a challenge. I didn't feel like I had to review calls or improve on skill set. And I kind of just stalled out for a while. And I was making what I considered to be great money at the time. But I got super bored of like, I don't feel like I'm progressing, nothing new to learn, nothing new that's challenging me. And I had this thought of like, am I just going to tuck away a little bit of money each month and keep doing this and going around the cycle like that? So you actually, when you closed me over the DMs into your program, that's what got me to want to pay you in the first place. Is you kind of pointed out to me that I'm playing super small, and I was at a place where I should have been thinking about what's the bigger game? How do I start challenging myself? How do I get uncomfortable so I can keep growing? But that's ultimately what I realized I had to do at that point.
Yeah, I remember I was like, you're like, I'm just comfortable. And I'm like, to me, that's like a red flag. I'm like, uh oh. Because that's where people go to die, right? You kind of flatline. And if we think of like a heart monitor, oh, great, I'm making 15 to 20K a month. Well, that's flat. You're making no growth, right? And obviously, there's other ways you can grow, but money is a really good way to measure it because it's showing the amount of impact or change that you're creating for others because you get paid in relation to the value that you give, right? And we were talking earlier too, like you also get paid in a direct proportion to the amount of chaos you can turn into order, which is something that you've been doing pretty badass with. And the thing that I challenged you on was that you're not producing enough chaos. You're too comfortable because you're good. You're good at sales, right? And that's what we talked about. So what was it that I guess that you saw? Because you and I have known each other for a while. I've prospected you before whenever I was a setter in another business. So what was it like this time around that made you consider working together? Made you think that it was going to be like worth your time?
Part of it was that I knew you and your background, and I knew that you'd been learning some pretty cool shit and applying it for yourself. But also, you were the first person to actually call me out for being comfortable making my 15, 20K and phrasing it in a way that actually resonated with me and made me want to challenge myself and step up. So a little of it was a leap of faith. Candidly, I didn't know what to expect on the other side of things. For context, John closed me over the DMs. We didn't do like a full pitch or understanding of what all was going to be entailed. I just expected that I would get value from working with you. So I hopped in and it ended up being so.
Was it worth it?
Definitely.
Yeah. When when did you feel like you had received the full return on your investment?
Uh, I mean, pretty soon. You helped me pretty early on, just like reframe the way I was thinking about my situation and how to apply my skills in ways that I had a lot more leverage. Um, and once you can put the puzzle pieces together, given that you have a good foundation and you have a good skill set, making more money comes pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
I would say an actual ROI within a couple months.
Was it a specific call? Because I'm trying to remember when it might have been.
It was actually our first onboarding call when we started
That's
talking
right. That
about
was really good.
what I was trying to build.
Go continue. I cut you off.
No, yeah. On the onboarding call, you just kind of broke the frame on what I thought my goals were over the next few months. Made me realize that they were way too small, and I was just thinking about incremental improvements when I should be thinking about how to multiply not only in income but in how much responsibility I'm taking and
Yeah.
chaos that I'm managing. Which yes had a big monetary return when I started thinking in that way because I started doing things with a lot more leverage on income. But I also started having way more fun and doing things that actually excited me and challenged me and made me want to get up out of bed early in the morning and start studying things again and learning and implementing. It kind of felt like I was at the beginning of my sales journey again, and I felt
Yes.
like there was a whole world of stuff for me to learn. That excitement was probably more valuable than money, but the money's good too.
Yeah, it's fucking because when you start sales, dude, it's like you're like so terrified because it's a brand new job and you make money only if you do good. So like your necessity to do good is so high that you're taking notes. Like I probably have maybe maybe one or two notebooks worth of notes that I probably took from all the trainings. I don't know which training course did you join first? Whenever you do you have a pet skunk?
I got my
Oh my god. Okay, cool.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's crazy pet. Did you? What was your first training that you took whenever you got into the online space?
To the online space. Dylan Gelati's program actually was
Really?
how you say his last name, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Uh, yeah. So Dylan's program was the first one. He got me off like a DM ad before I knew what the online space even was. Then I got into all the click funnels, Russell Brunson stuff, bought some of his upsells.
How did you get
Um,
into sales though? Because I think he had
so
a business program, didn't he?
yeah, he did. And then I was struggling to build a coaching business. And then candidly, I reached a point of realizing what am I doing trying to coach people on marketing? I've never done marketing to the extent that other people should pay me for my knowledge. And then at that point, I started seeing a bunch of Cole Gordon's ads for Remote Closing Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up signing up for that program, ended up on the sales team, and that's how I got my start in the space.
What was the first product you sold?
It was Remote Closing Academy.
Oh, you
The
sold that. So did you buy it and then you got hired, or what was the
Yeah, so I was a pretty early client. I was within the first couple months that they launched the offer,
what year?
and man, this must have been like 2021, maybe
Yeah.
2020 even. Yeah, but the sales call that I had, who the guy who became the chief revenue officer, Brian Ostermiller over there,
Mm-hmm.
he was actually closing the call that I took with him. And so at the end of it, he's like, "By the way, dude, we're looking for setters. Would you like an interview with Cole?" At this point, I'm already one of Cole's fanboys watching all his free trainings and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I'd like an interview with Cole.
Yeah. Totally.
Within like 2 weeks of joining the program, I ended up starting with them as an appointment setter.
That's pretty badass. I didn't know that, dude. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, fun, right?
So now, so you went from basically, I said, "Hey, you're playing too small, kind of gay," and you're like, "Yeah." And then now, walk me through where you've gotten to over the last like 10, 11 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I ended up, I worked with a lot of different sales teams, some
Mm-hmm.
in more of a management capacity, some as a consultant and helping with recruiting and training their sales teams. So I got to work with a lot of variety and a big part of scaling some of those up, which was super cool. And then now my core focus is I work with a coaching company that I've been able to take up from like, I think it was 160, 170K front end cash when I started in September now we're doing like 250, 260K front end cash on average per month. Cash for us has gone up over the time that I've started working with them, not down. And I've taken over not only the sales department, but I run the entire marketing department as well. And marketing is a new skill I just started developing over this past year. So it's been super cool, man. A lot of transformation over this.
Sweet. What's the coolest win you've been able to produce?
Coolest win in December, we hit a company record at 320K cash collected. And we did it with a 5.8x upfront cash ROAS.
Not too bad. So,
Not too shabby, huh?
how about personal wins? Wins for you?
A personal wins for me.
Biggest one? Or the smallest? I don't care. Don't have to judge
Yeah,
by
dude. I
size.
mean, that's tough. I guess I tie my personal wins to the stuff I've been doing in business, but I've been relearning the piano after like 15 years of not playing. So
That's
that's been cool.
badass, dude.
Yeah.
What's your most recent song?
It's actually a song that I used to play when I was a kid. It's called For Elise.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a classic piece.
Really
But yeah, I've been relearning that.
badass. Well, that's. I mean, let me rephrase the question. Any personal wins? Any other personal wins from working together? Because I didn't
From
help with.
working
Yeah, I
together.
didn't help
Well,
with the
we could
piano.
argue that you helped me with piano.
Guys,
I'm
it's
inspired
kind
that
of
you remind me of
have
this.
John help you with piano.
No, I mean, I just in general, man, like this applies to work. It applies outside of work. But like some of the frameworks you've taught me about thinking and like just being a support system, when there's been times that I needed help making clear decisions around more complex situations. I feel like over the past year, especially, I've just really progressed in my ability to, I guess, just face life even when it's tough and things come up and there's complex problems and just see things very clearly and move forward a lot faster, both in personal relationships, work matters, everything.
That's pretty cool. I don't know what else to ask. You want to share anything else? It's pretty simple.
I think that about covers it, man.
Yeah.
That's all the main stuff.
So cool. Well then, if anybody's on the fence, well, first of all, who do you think after because you've experienced, you haven't necessarily gone through a ton of the new course material and all that kind of stuff. You and I have worked a lot more one on one inside the program. But who do you think this type of thing would be a good fit for from a sales marketing perspective? Who do you think should buy my shit?
From my perspective, I think there's two types of people specifically. Number one, if you're a sales rep and you've already done a decent amount of cash collected, you've already been through the sales training programs, you're thinking about how to increase your close rate, make more money, and you think the answer is buying your third high ticket sales training program, don't do that. Give your money to John instead. He will help you much more. Number two, if you're a sales rep and you feel like you've already done most of what you're going to get out of sales and you're getting bored of it, you want to move into management, you want to lead teams, you want to start a business, uh, John is great to be with in terms of like those transition points and stepping up and playing bigger games and helping you through all that.
Yeah, it's just a little bit like growth anxiety, get a little bit scared, and then it all goes away.
Let's think we share.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all it is. Is just how do you increase your understanding of the situation? Because that's all you and I did earlier today. Is like we just talked through it, and then the problem stopped existing. Like it just kind of alleviated. It seems. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just kind of how.
That's tying back to what I was saying in terms of the personal win. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned as a core lesson is how problems seem to always dissipate as soon as you gain more understanding over what's actually going on.
Yeah, yeah. So my job's just to ask good questions about it, basically. Um, I'm not gonna solve your problems for you. That'd be kind of gay, you know.
Yeah,
Because it
we don't want that.
makes you unable. How do I make you a more able person, basically? So then, if people are on the fence, because I know a lot of people watch my content and they're considering it, but they're like, I don't know about this guy, or maybe they heard some trash talk somewhere. Maybe their mom's like, I don't like John because he's got a weird haircut. Like, I don't know what they're being told. But for anybody on the fence, what would you say to those kind of people who are considering but have not like reached out or uh, I don't know, made themselves buy, I guess.
Yeah, just stop being a baby, man. Give John your money. He'll help you make more.
That's simple. Okay. Um, Cool. So how can people reach you? Like if they want to get a hold of you for any reason, where can they reach you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, so you can search my name, Ali Ravari, on there. On Instagram as well at Ali RAVAR1. Either one's good.
Sweet. Well, other than that, anything else you'd like to say or ask before we wrap it up?
Oh, man, covers it for me.
All right, sweet. Well, let's end it then. That should be it.